So that's.
Oh, what's that message now?
It says
It's being live streamed. Got it.
So
Gives you all the warnings.
it said turn your coat down, please.
No.
It's very similar to when we did the recording at 1459. I just had white camouflage pants instead.
Oh.
And they were full length, not the shorts.
Oh,
that you're rocking.
well, these are actually full length, but when you're 6'6".
Well, I guess.
Let's see.
I feel like I have to have like a personality now with this fucking jacket on.
That's right. You're supposed to break in. Where's your Big Daddy Cool?
I don't have that. All right, let's do it. I'm working on it.
All right.
Usually jackets like that come with personality.
Yeah, well, that's why it's mine, I guess.
That's what stayed in Vegas, I guess.
Mhm.
All right, guys. So I'll go ahead and kick off the intro. And I got one ad. I got ad copy I got to read, and then we'll fire it off. And we're live, so we'll see.
Live.
We're live. All right. Welcome to episode 54 of the Thrash Report. This is for Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. This is your weekly music commentary podcast where we discuss all things metal and heavy music. And before we get going today, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank Discover CBD Twin Cities. They have a great offer for all of you Thrash Report listeners. Go over to discovercbdtwincities.com. They offer top tier CBD products at the highest quality. All their products are third-party lab tested. They're manufactured in an ISO 7 clean room. They're organically grown and sourced from Southern Colorado. They encourage you to try their new Delta 8 line of edibles. They have chocolates, they have gummies, and head over to discovercbdtwincities.com. Don't forget, use the code THRASH for 20% off your order and free shipping. Thank you to Discover CBD Twin Cities for their support. My name is Chris. Welcome, everybody. We got a very special episode, and I'm going to hand it over to Jim. Jim, what's going on? We got some guests hanging out with us, huh?
Yeah, let's do it Kroggy style.
Kroggy.
We've got the
Right.
guitars from Minneapolis-based death metal band Krog. We've got Mr. Brian Owens and returning guest from episode 24, Mr. Robert Carlson. How you doing, gentlemen?
Great.
Good.
Good.
Thanks so much for being here, man. This is great.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you having us.
Anytime, man. We're always up to talk metal, of course.
Now, is it true that we have an icon in our midst here?
Yeah, Brian Owens,
No,
the original.
no. It's Bobby Icon.
No.
Complete with his Super Shredder meets the Tiger King look.
I got to tell you, this thing is. This is
It
going
is.
to be. Yeah, this is
pretty-
the new digs for Krog.
It's pretty darn close to the.
But I got
Tiger
it
King.
from the diva. You know, he kind of passed it on to me.
Hey, you've been doing all this work
because
with
he's the
losing
original
weight. I mean,
icon. So
you lost all this weight, looking good. We figured let's spruce it up a bit for the interview today.
There we go.
How about we just save time and call you guys the Brycon?
Well,
I like it.
alright.
Greg Chilton. There you go.
All
Rycon.
right. Yeah, so what's going on with you guys? Obviously you got a big show coming up, but outside of that, how you guys been?
Good. We're in Bobby Icon's new guitar room in his new house, so that's kind of interesting. I know how many guitars he has, but even I was surprised at what I walked into. So,
No, we're just in the middle of writing and trying to record some stuff and with the whole COVID thing, shows are all off and a couple shows popped up that we were able to take advantage of and we're looking forward to it. It's been a horrible, shitty fucking year for everybody at the pandemic and nobody in Krog. I think Mike, it was Semtex, they played a couple shows, but nobody else has been playing. So we're all fucking itching. And at the same time, we're writing too. And we just released an EP on Bandcamp with some, 4 new songs that we performed live, or 2 new songs we performed live, 2 re-records, and then a live set from Fargo. And we're just itching to get productive and get shit back to fucking normal, man.
Great.
Yeah, they all are.
let's
I think-
remind everybody, you have a live show coming up, what, the 10th of July? Is that right?
Yep. 10th of July at the Eagles Nest Lounge in Robbinsdale, which is the back bar of Broadway Pizza. And they tried a couple of years ago. I should say they tried. They did. They've had a couple metal shows. They started dipping their Gorgatron. Tomorrow Brings New Blood, who asked us to be a part of this show. I think, but they started dipping their toes in the metal water a little bit because they've had blues bands and cover bands and stuff in there before, and the whole COVID thing fucking hit, and then obviously they weren't doing shows. They weren't even fucking open to serve pizza besides for pickup, and so we're thankful that Steven from Tomorrow Brings New Blood asked us if we want to do a gig with him there. So said fuck yeah. And then Les Watkins reached out to me the other day, and we were offered to play Slam Dakota almost a year ago when they started putting it together, which is a big, huge fucking festival out in Sioux Falls. They do every year. I think this is their fourth one.
Yep.
And we were asked to play about a year ago, and with the pandemic going on and stuff, we turned it down. And thankfully, an opportunity popped up. She hit me up the other day, and so we'll be playing that on Saturday, July 17th, the following weekend. And that's a 2-day event, the 16th and 17th. So
Great.
we're playing with like Skeletal Remains, Sean Whitaker, Putrid Pile, Flesh Order. I mean, the Gorgatron, the bill is just fucking lit, man.
And like Toxic Ruin too.
We're
And
pretty
I guess,
excited about both of them. Yeah.
yeah, that'll be really cool. I've seen a lot of ads for that over the last few months, and when I first started seeing them, I was curious if it was actually going to get pulled off or not. But the way things are going, that's
Les doesn't fuck around, man. If she puts something together, it's going to fucking happen. And I'm glad that stuff came together where, hopefully most of the people that are going are going to be fucking vaccinated and taken care of and shit, coming out of this pandemic. But I'm looking forward to this fest for sure.
Heck yeah.
I mean, with having a show on July 10th and then another one on the 17th, we could call that a tour, right, Rob? By Minnesota band standards, I'm pretty sure that's a tour.
Certainly.
across the whole upper Midwest.
Actually, a world tour. We're crossing state lines by like 60 miles.
Okay, so Krog takes over North America.
Yeah, and then we might play in Nebraska sometime in 2022. So
I think that's what you call it's a small world tour.
Yeah.
we're gonna get some t-shirts made for 2 times.
Yeah, 2 dates on the tour package.
Yeah,
But you
across
can
the
make it
state
look
lines
really
though,
cool on the
so all
back of the
crimes are
t-shirt.
federal.
Yep.
Yeah, so Brian, we've asked this of Robert before, but whenever we have a guest on, we always ask people how they got into metal. So we are curious, what got you into metal?
I was 4 or 5 years old, and Kiss was my favorite band. I'm 50 now, so in fairness to me, yeah, that was before you were even born.
Like 30 years.
So yeah, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I can remember watching, staying up to watch Phantom of the Park. I think that's the name of it, and stuff like that. And it started there. I was young, metal was young. I moved up to like Quiet Riot, Dawkins, Rat, things like that. And then I started hearing Metallica, Slayer. That quickly turned into Overkill and Death and stuff like that. And so yeah, I'm old school. I had the first Cannibal Corpse album the day that it was released.
Nice.
So yeah,
So did I, but I was 14,
okay.
not 30.
Wow, I was not 30, but yeah. So it all started there, and I've been doing bands ever since I was like 16, 17. Once I hurt my knees and stopped playing football, I just started to get more serious about playing guitar, and then that turned into a bunch of different bands, and then eventually Krog.
Cool.
So is Krog your only current project?
Currently, yep.
Okay.
I got another thing that might happen, but right now, Krog's the only thing that I have going on.
Is that
Whereas Rob
took all
has
the
like
other bands?
17 bands. I'm pretty sure he just started a Judas Priest cover band too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Halford.
Hell bent for leather.
Wow, that jacket didn't last long. What happened?
Dude, it's warm down here. Sorry.
It's always hot in that coat.
Yeah. Jesus.
All the heat coming off those guitars.
Well,
There you
there's
go.
that too.
Yeah.
Just
So
energy.
how did you guys actually bump into each other? How did Krog happen? How did you guys meet?
Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, really, it was. I'd seen Rob at a couple of different shows. It's hard to miss when he shows up. Guy's 6'6", size of a cave troll, just standing there with his cut on and everything. But yeah, I was in Demonicon for the longest time. I quit Demonicon because I kind of felt like I was holding them back from being able to do shows out of state and more other things because I had a career, I had my family, my kids were young. And then a few years after I'd quit Demonicon, my kids had grown up a little bit and my wife was gone all the time with the kids. They were all doing musical theater stuff. And I'm sitting at home doing nothing. And I eventually lost my mind. And I'm like, I just need to start playing again. So I grabbed my guitar and I sucked because I let it get a little too dusty. And I just decided, hey, I'm going to start a band. Let's just throw something out there on Facebook, seeing if anybody wants to jam. Rob was the first one that hit me up. And we got a studio, started jamming. Then we got Big Wes. He was playing drums for us at first. Did that for several years. But then when had trouble with the back, he wound up switching to bass guitar. So yeah, that's how it all started. We got Brandon pretty early on too.
Yep.
And then Mike joined the band something like 3.5 years ago. And him and I used to jam in a band called Dominion half a lifetime ago.
Yeah, I used to jam with a band called Semtex, or not Semtex, that's the band now, Blood Trust.
Blood Trust. Semtex.
So many bands, Robert.
Semtex
There's so
is
many
way
bands.
better. So many bands.
But yeah,
Yeah, and then, so yeah, when Wes hurt his back and had to go in for back surgery, he couldn't play drums anymore. He had jammed with Mike before, and I had jammed with Mike before, so it was kind of just like a natural thing almost, just say, hey, let's see what happens, and it worked out. It's been a pretty solid fucking lineup since.
Mike had to open up for Overkill like 3 months into being in the band or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
So
Oh, wow.
that was fun. Had next to no time to learn the songs, and then here we
Yep.
are on the Caboose stage,
Yep.
opening for Overkill.
Nice. So did you guys know each other before Krog?
No,
Rob and I?
Yeah.
No,
him and I didn't.
not at all. Just saw him at a couple of shows here and there.
He sent me a friend request. I don't send friend requests. He sent me a friend request.
Wow.
And then he put up a post, hey, we want to do a death metal band. And he didn't know me. I'm like, of course, yeah. Band number 106. And I hit him up, and now he's fucking stuck with me. So
Awesome. So
I was gonna
yeah,
say, so that was did that happen? I mean, that was, I think some of the sites said that, I mean, Krog was around 2013. Is that right? Or is that
That sounds right.
right?
yeah, I think
8 years this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds right. I want to say 2012 we started jamming.
Got
like
it.
June. So I think it was June 2012. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah, right around that timeline.
It's a long time.
Cool.
yeah, and I've been checking out your album Herculaneum. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've mentioned
Son
to Rob
makes fun of
before.
that. My son makes fun of the name of the album all the time to me. Drives me nuts. He's like, it sounds like it's the Battle of the Hercules guys. I'm like, we should just.
Look
It's
at
a
the album
city.
cover. It fits with it.
It's a city that's like Pompeii, only a little different. But yeah, Brandon writes all the lyrics, and normally I just give him stupid things to sing about when he's looking for ideas. But he came up with that one on his own. Him and I are probably the geekiest guys in Krog, where we watch way too much National Geographic and way too much Curse of Oak Island.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Our band
We
practice.
could have a podcast on Curse of Oak Island, just Brandon and I. But,
What'd you do today? Found nothing.
found
Great.
wood.
Next
No, they
episode.
always find at least wood.
Okay.
Calm
Well,
down.
They're not finding
They
anything.
find stuff every day on Oak Island.
Yep.
It's a place of
Sure.
magic.
Oh, that's funny.
Actually, I've mentioned to you before, Robert, that I haven't really gotten into death metal much, but
Yeah.
I started getting into a little bit with Glutton for Punishment, and then the last couple weeks listening to Krog, that's helping me acquire that
Gorgatron,
taste, I guess.
Gorgatron. I mean,
Yep.
there's Unmerciful. There's
Jesus.
a lot of fucking great underground death metal out there. I mean, there's all the Deicides and Obituaries and
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpses, which are all still great. I still enjoy them all. But
Yep.
Incinerate. I mean, the fucking underground death metal. It's just, I think it's got its own taste, flavor. It's you brought up Glutton for Punishment and Krog. It's all death metal, but it's two different kinds of death metal. And all the bands I just mentioned with Gorgatron and Incinerate and Merciful, they're all fucking different. You can't put them in and say it just sounds like fucking death metal. I mean, there's a different perspective to all that shit. And that's why, just like the old fucking Thrash, they all had their different style with their riffs and their fucking vocals and all that shit. That's what I love about the fucking underground death metal is it's all different. It's all got its own personality, but it's all a family. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody appreciates what everybody does because everybody brings something different to the table.
That's awesome.
Good
Yeah,
shit,
I was
man.
just telling Jim earlier before we started. I typically hadn't been really into too much death metal. I mean, a little bit here and there, but listening to Krog, it's it's going to be my gateway to death metal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Krog
it was really good,
Thank you.
So
Thank
yeah,
you, man.
it was really good. So I've been listening to that today. Even today, in between my work meetings, I had time to play some. Right.
Right? Awesome.
Krog is a lot like I've said this for a while. I think Krog is essentially a thrash band with death metal vocals and guitars tuned down to A standard. There's
Just because he's got Doc and Riff, he ripped off, but you can't change his name to him. That's another story for another time.
but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of thrash influence in there, and especially with having Mike as our drummer in the band. Besides doing our band, he's got a band named Semtex that's a really good thrash band. But he's just got that kind of approach to it that's cool. So it works for us.
Yeah, like the song that really stuck out for me when I was listening to it was Without Corruption. Just that,
Oh, nice.
I mean, that death
That's-
groove is just, I mean, it just hit me. And
That's got the Limp Bizkit groove in it. We call it the rolling groove in
Yeah.
practice. We do.
That's the truth.
well, you
There's
guys
a lot
made it
of-
work.
Yeah. There's a lot of joking around stuff we do with when we talk about the songs and things like that, but that's the one that comes in there because when I wrote it, I meant to have it have like a groove thing to it, and it instantly turned into Wes just back there.
Speaking of Limp, did
Where are you
you
going?
hear that the tour today? Spirit Box and Limp Bizkit. What?
No,
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
no.
I have. I
know.
will
I'm-
not be getting a ticket to that show.
Who's Spirit Box, first of all?
You don't
Spirit
listen
Box,
to.
they're pretty good. They're up and coming. They're pretty good. They're on.
Okay.
I don't know, Jim. You probably know more about them than I do.
I do. Would you like me
I
to
just-
share?
What do you know?
I just know him from Liquid Metal. I hear it on
Yeah.
there every now and
Yeah.
again. Come in
that's-
as the rotation.
Yeah, they were interviewed by Jose. They were part of their not the stay at home tour, but their live presents thing. They were one of the bands featured, and they're from Vancouver, Canada. A couple of members are married, and I believe they used to be in I Wrestled a Bear once.
Hmm.
They're pretty heavy. They've got some lighter stuff too, but the way she sings and growls is pretty amazing. How she can go back and forth between the two. So
And they're on tour with Limp Bizkit.
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
Evidently.
but hey,
Hey, yeah.
I heard a band today that Tetrarch or something like that. I can't remember I think I'm getting the name wrong, but
no, that's right.
okay. They sound to me, and I'm an old school guy. When I'm listening to it, I'm hearing a cross between Slipknot, Linkin Park, and Korn is what I'm hearing when I'm hearing them play. The heavier stuff is obviously more the Slipknotier part of there, but the clean vocals that they do and stuff like that. And it's interesting. I mean,
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that comparison.
It's definitely Slipknot vibes though, with how they're kicking the snare and drum work that's going on in there is what was making me feel that. But the rest of it, when they're doing the clean singing, it's got that Linkin Park vibe to me. And as an old guy, this is the only exposure I have. I'm still stuck in 1991 and listening to Entombed and stuff like that. But I try to listen to a decent amount of liquid metal just to hear what all is going on out there. And some of it I like. Summoning the Lich. I think they're pretty cool. Frozen Souls is another one that's newer from, I think they're from Dallas. They sound pretty good. They sound like Bolt Thrower to me, which I love Bolt Thrower. Rob, not so much, but
You know what this reminds me of? This conversation, because I'm right there with you, Brian. I'm right there with you. It reminds me of Grandpa Metal.
oh yeah, I'm Grandpa Metal. That's okay.
Because I'm exactly the same way. You ever hear
Santa
about?
Claus likes his old school metal.
You ever hear of Hot Coffin?
I have not. I know Hot Carl, but not Hot Coffin.
They got this Megadeth thing going.
See, that'd be a Bobby Icon.
I'll take the Megadeth stuff.
And then you know who else has a good Megadeth thing going? Megadeth.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Well, not the bass player anymore.
Oh, dude. So what do you guys think of this whole ripping out Olive Ellefson's bass lines from the new recording? What's this?
It's his band.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want to do.
Ellefson, he was a co-founder of the band. He sold his rights to Dave Mustaine, left the band for a decade or whatever the fuck it was. He came back as a hired gun. Dave made it to the point 15 years or 20 years ago or whatever it was where it was just his fucking band. Anybody that came as a hired gun. So it's up to Mustaine, man. I mean, whatever. Ellefson was there in the beginning, but something happened where he was gone for a certain amount of time. And when he came back, he didn't, get a percentage of the band. He was a hired gun. So,
Right.
I guess.
and dude, yeah, she's legal. Can't fucking cancel him, but dude, fucking 19 years old. You're like 50 or 60 something. Get the fuck out of here. This guy, it's gross.
It's like the difference.
That's just my personal opinion.
I don't even. The only thing I heard about it was through them. It came up at Krog band practice where they told me about what Dave Ellefson did, and I'm like, I hadn't seen any of the video stuff, and then I started seeing memes where I'm like, okay, I guess this makes sense from what they told me. Well, especially when Wes posts 75 memes about Dave Ellefson.
Dude, Jesse Watson sent me the fucking link to it like 50 times. So I'm like, dude, I'm not clicking
No,
on this.
I've never
he
seen it.
clicked on it, fucking watched it. He's like, dude, you gotta see it. I'm like, I can't be the only one to see it. I'm like, absolutely.
Jesse has it recorded. He kept it.
Oh, that's in his favorites in his fucking photo album.
No.
He's trying to get other people to fucking click on it.
We did. We had that discussion on episode 50. They're like, don't click the link.
Right? Yes. Exactly. Don't do it. But whatever. I'm looking forward. I keep seeing Dave Mustaine doing, a couple of these videos since he's joined Gibson or whatever. I love Gibson guitars. Don't get me wrong. I got 20 Gibsons right there to our left. But Dave is off the fucking rails playing as a guitar player now. I don't know what they're going to do with Studio Magic or how fucking drunk he is or back on drugs. But when he's doing these videos for Gibson, some baseball, minor league baseball game. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No.
Dude, he sounds like shit. Doing this a Tulamon fucking beer now or whatever. And he played a playthrough. He's like, that's a tasty riff. I'm like, dude, you didn't even play your own riff right.
I'll tell you what. I love Megadeth. They were one of the big ones for me, but I have never seen a good Megadeth concert in my life. Every one I've gone to has been a disaster. Trout Air. Oh my God.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know, man.
Fall down
they
drunk.
played their first show. I was living in Phoenix when they did Euthanasia. They opened the show in Phoenix with Trojan for me. So that was the first show of the tour. Off the fucking chain, man. So fucking good. So fucking tight.
Yeah, well, that was not the Trout Air show for.
Yeah, I think there was
Rest in
Trout Air.
peace.
So in 91, which was Trout Air, right? Or is it 92? 91 or 92.
All of my
So I go to my
memories are
first
91
metal
and
concert. It was at Target Center. It was Testament and Slayer, right?
Nice.
The Orpheum. It was fucking huge, great. And it was in January, I think. And then the Clash of Titans goes on in summer. So it's Megadeth, Anthrax, and fucking Slayer. I'm like, yeah, my parents don't let me go because it's outdoors. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is outdoors. Well, apparently you're smarter than I am. So at 14, I would have got stupid. So I missed the Clash of Titans because of that. And I always see the fucking memories. Oh my God, Clash of Titans. Fucking, hey, fuck you.
I went and saw Metallica at the Metrodome back in '88 with Van Hagar, Dawkins, Scorpions, and Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
So that was that. I am old.
So is that the better Van Halen?
No, it is not. Nate will tell you that it is, but it is not. David Lee Roth Van Halen is.
Nate who?
So is it,
Nate's Hannon.
Never
is
heard
it
of him.
Hagar and Michael Anthony doing something now?
Yeah, they do Chicken Foot, and that's fine. I got no problems with Chicken Foot.
That was
Just-
like 30 years ago. They're
I don't
still
know.
doing that.
I think,
Well, I think they're
still
doing
are.
something new called like
Yeah.
Van Hagar or something.
Yeah, they're actually.
Oh, are
doing
they
it in
really?
Hair, I think.
Oh well, then I'd probably hate it. So
I thought
Too much
I remember
keyboards for me.
I was really late to seeing Megadeth live. Like I missed them like all throughout kind of, the beginning. And I remember the very first time I saw him, I got to see him at First Avenue. And I remember it was the very first time I saw him. And then it was towards the end, I think, did they close? I think their encore, I think was Holy Wars. And he came out with like a American flag like guitar, right? It was I don't even know, it was so killer because the light was shining on it and it looked just epic, right?
Right?
But I just remember being very impressed on just how tight and technical and awesome they were. I mean, again, back in the 90s.
I think I honestly think it all has to do with how clean he is. That if he is sober and they're playing, it's probably great. It's when he's not. It's when he's no more Mr. Nice Guy Megadeth.
So
Type stuff.
I'll give you the perspective of that. You're probably right when he's clean for the performance, but when he's fucked up is when he writes the best shit.
Yeah, there's probably truth
Seriously.
to that.
I mean, the first 4 albums, including Rust in Peace, he was fucked up, dude. And then he got clean a little bit for Countdown. Then he fell back down again on Euthanasia or whatever the fucking story or whatever it is. I don't know, whatever. Don't do drugs.
So Rob, what I hear you saying right now is that his best writing, his most messed up he ever was 84 Ride the Lightning.
Yes. Yeah. Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. Absolutely. Those are probably in his top 5 albums. Those 2 albums that he did. Yep. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Killing is my business. Peace sells. Rust in Peace. Ride the Lightning. Kill 'Em All. That's the order I'm going with.
That's fair. I'll take that.
I have never thought about it enough to have an order. I just know what I like, and I can't even. It's like when you hear guys do metal trivia stuff. I'm like the absolute worst. I can't tell you what the 4th song on Ride the Lightning is.
Dude,
Fade to Black.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the ballad.
I'm so horrible. And
I got no idea. I could tell you that Fade to Black is on that album. And that Ride the Lightning is my favorite album, but I don't memorize tracks. And
Fight Fire with Ride the Lightning, Escape,
wow.
Fade to Black.
Are you trying to do them in order?
Yeah.
He's trying to get both viewers to leave now.
You're
Trapped
You're
on
already-
Ice, 5th
You're already
song.
wrong.
Oh, really? What I get? Oh, yeah. Because Escape's after Trapped Under Ice, right?
Yep. For whom the
Okay.
bell tolls is
Creeping
true.
Death and then Call It Cthulhu. God damn it. You're right.
I got
See,
scorched
I
a
don't
few
even-
weeks ago on Into the Trivia Pit. I wrote a question and I
Did
asked
you
what
say
was,
bells? I didn't hear bells on that one.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
Steve.
that's where I got fucked up because
Oh,
Bell's
got
is the 3rd track on
Yeah.
Ride the Lightning.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm horrible. That's why I just leaned to Jim here. Jim is the trivia guy.
I don't even remember my own songs that I write, so I don't know
That is
how I can
true.
be.
I always say the only reason I'm in Prague is to help Brian remember his songs.
And if
which
Rob's not
happens
there,
more than enough,
Wes tries to help remind me of.
which works really well.
So yeah,
So is that why you started writing Limp Bizkit songs?
exactly.
Get that
Actually, I don't think I'd be able to remember that song to save my life right now.
yeah, we gotta come up with a set list too.
We did that when you weren't at Bandfest.
Okay. Well,
I'm
you're
kidding.
so-
So what do you guys take on the big black metal news with the Black Album? It's that, what's that, 30 years? Is that 30 years, Jim?
I just saw their heads explode because you said black metal and then went straight to the Black Album. And they're like,
know,
what the
that's-
hell are you doing?
I meant to do
well,
that.
that's necessarily 2 different things because I hate them both. So pretty much on the same level for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's the,
I'm pretty sure I own some kind of world record with the Black Album. I bought it the day that it came out. I listened to it about 3 times through while I was delivering pizzas. And then I went back to Northern Lights Music and sold it back to him the very same day. And I'm like, this is not my jam. And honestly, at that point, it wouldn't have had a fair shot with me because I was already into a lot heavier stuff at that point, where when I heard it, I'm like, if it would have sounded like early Metallica, which is still some of my favorite stuff, that would have been fine, but I just couldn't get into it. Whereas this guy sings along to Moth into the Flame and stuff like that.
How do you end with Dyer's Eve and then open up your next album with Enter Sandman? That's the way I always present it. I'm like, that was the biggest fall off a fucking cliff you could ever fucking have.
Oh wow! I never put that
into fucking you know, whatever.
Hey.
But it's like, dude, the first 4 albums, whatever. But Dyer's Eve was fucking brutal.
Yeah,
I think. And
My
then you
favorite
open up, it's like, how do you go expect anybody to pop that cassette in and fucking be like, really? This is the next album?
Yeah.
I never.
Well, like
yeah,
I said,
never put that together. Good point.
It lasted a couple hours with me, and then I got sold back to Northern
Damage
Lights.
Incorporated, right? So you go from Damage Incorporated, a Master of Puppets, opening track, right? On fucking Justice for All is that fade in for Blacken, and then the fucking heavy riff. Like, that was a perfect album transition. That's how you transition from fucking album to album. You don't go from fucking Dyer's Eve to fucking Enter Sandman. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Bob Rock.
All right, rant over.
Dude, no, that was a beautiful rant.
Very
I love
passionate.
that. And you know what? Now I'm going to go back and analyze every freaking band I have, and we're going from album to album.
You don't do that? I seriously
I
do that.
don't.
Evil Never Dies, right? Years of Decay.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the opening fucking track on the next album?
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though Bobby Duff's not on it. Coma,
Yeah.
right? And then it goes into that dun, 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 that fucking riff. Perfect. Even though Bobby Gustafson's not in the fucking band. Perfect transition album. Oh,
Dude, I'm going to go
Transition
listen
your
to
fucking
all these
album.
bands. I'm going to listen to like a bunch of Testament and shit. Dude, this is going to be fun.
Testament was great at doing that. Testament has some fucking great transition albums, man. Oh, dude. Sorry.
This is going to be fun. Dude, you just expanded my mind.
See, and I saw his rant just building and building and building. I was expecting him to turn into like Clark W. Griswold on Christmas and just those balls, my stickless, shickless.
It's coming.
Merry
Where's the
Christmas.
Tylenol? Nah, good work.
All right, next subject.
I consider myself fortunate then for getting into metal on the Black Album, so then I could go back in time instead of.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, perfect
Hey.
example. Let me bring this
Go
up.
ahead.
Eric Baumgart, who played the drums in Glutton for, I want to say 3 years, maybe 4, I don't know, whatever. We did the Mutilation Process album. Fucking phenomenal fucking drummer. Dude, just a fucking beast, sharp as an axe. His gateway to metal was fucking Slipknot. And he was Mr. Death Metal, Glutton for Punishment, Face of Oblivion, Compulsive Mutilation. And, we'd get into it all the time. Like fucking, he'd make fun of me saying Cannibal Corpse, which was, Deicide and all that was my gateway to death metal. I'm like, that's the original fucking death metal. He's like, well, that's fucking pop death metal. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Pop death metal. You got to death metal listen to fucking Slipknot. Well, yeah, but Slipknot was doing that. I'm like, yeah, I feel the same fucking way back in 2002 or whatever the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean? So there's always a gateway. My gateway was fucking Poison and Motley Crue, for Christ's sake, which I still love to this fucking day.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
As evidenced by half your wardrobe.
That's your
Yeah.
wardrobe right there, by the way.
No, I'm just saying you have Motley Crue shirts and Poison shirts and
Fucking
stuff like
right, I
that.
do, man. Shredding guitars.
Hey,
That's awesome.
that's great.
What was your gateway? You just fucking jumped right into Deicide?
No, I told you.
Yeah,
Mine,
Kiss and
and Helix and Rat and Dawkins and
yes,
Ozzy
Ozzy.
and
Yeah.
and Scorpions even. They're
Yeah, but that
There
doesn't
was a lot
sound
of it.
as bad as Motley Crue and Poison.
no, I get that, but
What are your what's your take on
I like Wasp.
Ooh, Wasp was okay. Even though I heard
Wasp was more
yeah,
fun
it's-
visually and yes. Blind
just from what I
Detective.
read and like from
Blind Detective.
from Scott Ian's book, I guess Blackie's just an asshole, but
I'm sure.
Who's
I'm
not
sorry.
an asshole that has a fucking $1 million or
There's-
something?
One of my favorite bass players out there has been a dick to me all 3 times that I've met him.
TD Verney?
And, yeah, Dee Verney from Overkill.
He's
Really?
the only one I haven't
And-
met from Overkill.
And he's been a dick to me every time. And I'm like, I still love your band. I don't like you much. He's still a hell of a bass player. I still listen to Overkill all the time. But yeah, I don't know if he just maybe doesn't like to tour. I don't know what
maybe.
it is. But,
I don't know.
yeah. Whereas Bobby
pretty,
Gustafson has been great every time I've met him.
Yeah, he
he's-
seemed pretty. Yeah, I would say Dee seemed pretty chill. I met him once. I met him on the Mega Cruise, and he was
Okay.
He was
You're
maybe
trapped
that's
on a
because-
boat that doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, I was like maybe because he couldn't go anywhere, right?
Right?
Actually, he spent most of the time in the casino. I watched him play. I watched him gamble.
He
It's kind of creepy.
first time I met him, we were opening up for him, and it was back when it was still when Station 4 was called Ryan's.
Oh yeah.
And he was in the little booth room, the telephone booth. He was in that fighting with, I presume, girlfriend, wife, whatever at the time. So I kind of chalked it up to, oh, he's just being a dick today because he's having a bad day. Because I remember the big point of contention is none of the opening bands get drink tickets. And I didn't really care that much, but I'm like, what are you talking about? And then Bobby Bliss said, no, let them have their drink tickets, like, okay, I don't know. It's just been weird. And it sucks because he was my favorite bass player for the longest time growing up. I thought he could do no wrong. And yeah, but then again, I don't know what it's like to live his life, so I don't chalk it up to anything where I'm like, let's cancel this guy. He's a dick. I feel bad even mentioning his name. Technically Rob brought it up, but yeah. Yeah.
So you're
Overkill was a big band for me.
So you're a big Overkill fan. So
Yeah,
what do you
for the
think
most
of From the Underground Below or WFO? Because those are two of my favorite Overkill albums, but it seems like they're forgotten.
Yeah.
I love them.
I don't think so. I think those two albums in particular are not forgotten. I think some of the albums that are overlooked is probably like I Hear Black.
Oh, dude, I saw him live on that one. It was freaking awesome.
I think the Underground Below and is kind of where they were kind of, because everything went down there in the fucking 90s, the metal and shit, and everybody's trying to figure out labels. Metal labels are failing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of their upswing for those.
Okay.
That and then Ironbound and shit like that is kind of shit I didn't dig. And then what was the last one that fucking just came out?
But they got a new one out right
XD. Yeah, it's got XD opens with. That was pretty fucking good.
now. Oh, because they
Yeah,
got
it's
Garden
been-
State.
The thing about Overkill is it's always been consistent, but I think a lot of what they got fucked with is label and promotion and all that shit.
and
I
no
think
Bobby,
and-
no Bobby Gustafson. I'm sorry. I really liked the early stuff. With
I
Bobby.
do too. That's my favorite
Like
stuff. But Overkill
Elimination?
never lost their path. They didn't go Joey Belladonna through Persistence of Time to John Bush. Let's try to be fucking grunge, right? Overkill still tried to be
Yeah.
fucking thrash, and they still were. And Dave Linsk is a fucking great guitarist. And I think
Yeah.
he's wrote some really good shit for him.
I'm not going to deny. I'm just going to say that Bobby Gustafson era Overkill is still my favorite.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear what he's doing with Violence.
Yeah,
Except for that
that'd
stupid
be
fucking
cool.
cover they put out.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it came out like
He's in Violence now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been in Violence for they recorded apparently a full EP. It's just not released yet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all complete. I don't know if they're waiting for a label or a date or whatever, but it's apparently all done.
Nice.
And didn't they just do a cover not too long ago? Didn't we talk about that, Chris?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The cover was horrible.
what was the cover?
Some California from some punk band.
Oh, I heard their Mean Green Killing Machine, and I was gonna.
Violence?
No, sorry, Overkill. I
Ah.
jumped back. Sorry. Never mind.
It's that Alzheimer's.
It probably is early onset Alzheimer's. That's why I do Sudoku, guys, is so that I
Yep.
can keep the
I
mind
don't know.
sharp.
I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast before, but I Hear Black, Overkill. That was the show that I was at. It was at the Mirage. Remember the Mirage
Yeah.
TNT nightclub or whatever?
Yeah.
And that was when my buddy slipped in the pit and his wrist got stepped on.
Oof.
And we just went about our night, right? And then we're driving home and he's like, man, I don't know. Do you think I should have this looked at? And he lifted up his hand and his wrist was like 3 times the size of what it should be.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we should go get it x-rayed. Like, what is going on? Yeah, it turned out he had to put a cast on it. But since he waited so long, they couldn't put a cast on it for like another couple weeks. It was weird. Anyway.
They're
I think
good
they had to
enough
go
like
in and
that.
like break it again or something, right? They had to like,
Yeah, re-break it so it heals correctly.
but so for that, I will always remember the I Hear Black tour.
Yeah. I love hearing anybody talk about going to see shows at the Mirage. That was my favorite place to go to for the longest time. Weird. At one point, my band Dominion was playing there. It seemed like 3 times a month because Decker just kept throwing us onto stuff.
Wow.
But I still love seeing the old City Page ads where you see all the bands that were playing the Mirage, you know, way back when in like 94, 95.
Try seeing Entombed and
I
Carcass.
saw Entombed Carcass there.
Yeah, I
I
saw.
opened for
God, I
Venus
can't
on
remember
there.
how many times I was there, and I saw.
Yeah.
I think I saw D. Snyder when he did a solo, like D. Snyder's SMFs. I saw when he did Widowmaker. His band Widowmaker was there.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
saw-
saw Green Jello and Testament there, maybe.
I saw Pantera there twice.
Really?
Yep. And that was great. I missed when I was just out of high school. Pantera was playing 7th Street Entry, and I think it was just before Cowboys from Hell came out. And all of my friends went because they'd all known about them and knew what they sounded like since switching from a glam metal band to doing more thrash type stuff. So the next day I got to hear from all of my friends how they've never seen 7th Street Entry like that it was a giant washing machine with people moshing and stuff. I'm like, that's great. I'm glad that I worked at Pizza Hut that night instead of getting to see a cool show. Same thing with Guar. I had a friend that saw Guar play 7th Street Entry when they had, what's their first album? Hello or something like that come out. It was before Scum Dogs of the Universe.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine seeing Guar on 7th Street Entry. I mean, on that tiny stage and how they'd pull off any of the stuff they did. But
Right.
yeah, I have friends that can tell me that story, and I nope.
Yeah, Guar 30th anniversary.
Yeah, with Napalm Death and Madball.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gonna be a fun one to get fucked up at.
I'm planning on going to that for sure. And my
Yeah.
my son will be 18, so he's probably going to that with me. I've taken to see a few shows, like I got him into Obituary and Exodus when they came on tour. He's a big Arcspire fan, so I lied about his age and said he didn't have his ID and got him into the Amsterdam so he could see Arcspire because he was only like 14 or 15, but he was like 6'1". So yeah, I told him that he was 16. He just didn't have a license on him, and they let him go in. Trying to remember, locally he really liked Etheric when they were playing, so he'd go to shows with me here and there. And yeah, now he's interested in going and seeing Guar and Napalm Death, so I'll take him to that. I was going to try to get him to see Slayer for their last show, but he wasn't old enough, and they were checking IDs everywhere, so I had to sell my Slayer tickets off.
Yeah.
So if they ever come back, I'll take my kid. But
Yeah, the 90s, man, I must have saw Guar like a dozen times at First Avenue. They'd come by like twice a year, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I'd seen him a bunch of times. The one time I saw Odorous drunk out of his mind, and they only played for a half hour, and the curtain came down at First Ave, and that was the end of it because he was not getting up. And,
oh my God.
Beefcake was trying to wake him up and pick him up, and he wasn't getting up.
Oh my God.
The house music came on, the curtain came down, and that was it. So
shit.
Did you see him in was it 92 with the X-Cops?
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
I saw that one.
That's a great fucking show, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody knew the fucking X-Cops was Guar. It's actually Guar.
Yep.
It's fucking phenomenal. I actually wish I would have kept it because the ex-cops are actually way more thrashy
Yeah.
than Guar was.
I miss, to me, Guar still just isn't, it's just not the same without Dave Brocky, man.
It's not, but it's still good. And honestly, he would have wanted it to be what it is. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's kind of part of it too.
Plus, a big thing of it is the spectacle, and I'm sure they still will have that. That I haven't seen him since Dave passed away, so it'd be interesting for me to see it. But
yeah, I haven't seen him since they were sacrificing people to the world maggot and shit.
Yeah, and Gorgor, the
dude,
baby T-Rex coming out and eating.
Oh
people.
my god, cracking the egg, dude! One of the best things ever created, man.
That America must be destroyed.
Yep,
well, that might be.
Have you seen me? Yeah.
I've never seen
Give a
it.
shout out to Guar is all we know. That's Matt Parkin's Guar cover band. They're
Oh,
out
yeah.
of St. Paul. Check those dudes out, man. They do all, and they don't do the fucking popular fucking. They do it with some deep fucking Guar cuts, man.
cool,
So-
man. That's awesome.
Of the
Well, they
three
just-
people that might be watching this, and the one that might watch it later, which is Brian, check out Guar is all we know.
Yeah,
Cool.
Didn't they just play over in
Not
Wasco?
because it's your podcast,
Yeah.
because Brian and I are. On.
No, yeah, they just played Wasco's
Cool.
Yeah,
Safety
Thought
Joe
about-
Fest.
Yep.
yeah, it looks like a cool thing. I've never been up there, but saw it advertised the last couple of years.
It's you love to hate it. I don't know how else to explain it. You hate it while you're there, but you miss it when you're gone. It's a very weird fucking place, man. You always have a good time, but you dread fucking going there. You hate it while you're fucking there, and then you get home, you're like, I had a great fucking time.
I had to. Yeah, that's because you didn't have to talk your wife out of killing somebody at 4:00 in the morning. So, goddamn Patch is singing Led Zeppelin song or Pink Floyd songs with an acoustic guitar.
Hey, I've been up there with fucking
In front of my
Whitesides
tent.
running around, fucking doing grandma
That's fine.
all night.
I'm just saying.
I'd rather have the acoustic guitar because I can fall asleep to that
Have
than
you-
fucking Whitesides running around doing grandma.
My-
all fucking night.
My wife is a Krav Maga instructor and has been for over 10 years. She can kill me. She can kill Rob. She can kill pretty much everybody that I know. And she's got a bit of an attitude problem. So for me to try to shush her at 4:00 in the morning instead of letting her go and beat Patch's ass is probably a bad play on my part. I should have probably just let her take the course and see what happened. But we were the only ones that could get a fire going at our campsite. So everybody was hanging out at our campsite because nobody else had a fire. It's just Patch decided he was going to kind of move in, and 4:00 in the morning still
Acoustic
singing.
guitar on
Pink
fire.
Floyd.
That's what happens.
I guess I'm going to rent an RV
think-
for the next time I go there.
I think, can you believe it's already been 50 minutes of us rambling?
Really?
Yeah. So before we,
So you've never been to a Krog band practice then?
Yeah, this is between playing songs 2 and 3. That's just have to have Mike move everything on his kit. That's
I want to make sure that we get, again, where people can get your new EP, where you're going to be playing, your upcoming shows. Go ahead and let people know.
Full-length album is on Spotify, iTunes, CD Baby, all that shit. Right? That's Herculaneum. That came out. We released that in what year?
music.
2018.
How fucking long ago? It's
Yeah,
Herculaneum. We just released a EP, which is 4 tracks recorded in studio at 1459 live together, and then with the Fargo show on it. That's available currently on Bandcamp only. We got a show coming up July 10th in Robbinsdale at Eagle Nest Lounge, which is the back bar of Broadway Pizza. And we'll also be playing Slam Dakota on Saturday, the 17th of July of the following week, which is a 2-day event. So get there on the 16th, which is a huge fucking bill. And then that's it. That's
it for now.
Cool.
You gotta come down to
Slam
La
Dakota,
Crosse after
is there like camping and stuff?
No.
No, not
No,
at that
okay.
one. That one's it's a big bar. Well, it's Big's bar.
Yeah.
But
Big's bar.
yeah, Big's bar. It's a big bar. They have an indoor stage and an outdoor stage. I'm not sure which one we're going to be on. When we played there a couple of years ago, we were on the outdoor stage and our drummer got attacked by
The
wasps.
Wasp Nest.
That was great. And
Yep.
you got me, Mike, and Brandon that are all super Irish and burn in the sun. So it was a disaster.
So you got
but
one dude with welts all over. You guys are bursting
Yeah.
into flame. It was
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. But it was still a really good time. I actually love it out there. I recommend it to anyone. The best idea is to get a hotel close enough by that you can just crawl back to your room.
Sure.
I booked that like 5 months ago before we were even playing the show, because I was going either way.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of bands there. Les does a great job with getting everything put together. They normally have, besides the fact that the bar has food like pizza and stuff like that, they normally have like food trucks that are outside.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's I'm really excited for both of these shows.
Yeah. Twin Town Time Records is sponsoring Slam Dakota 2. We'll have a booth set up out there. So if you want to get some super underground fucking metal shit, we'll have a table out there too.
Get an autograph by Bobby Icon. I mean, everybody needs one.
Nice. Jim, what else you got for these guys?
Well, I just want to tell you guys that I'm hoping to be at your show in July or up at the Robbinsdale. I'm planning on making
nice.
that. So hopefully the episode we do after that, I'm not going to call you guys dicks. So be cool.
All right.
You're going to call me a dick. I guarantee it. If we meet in person.
That's awesome.
I already know that though.
I know.
That's awesome. Well,
right.
Again, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us this week. It was
Thank
super
you.
fun chatting.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And again, we wish you all the success. And
Look at that. He's got the Krog on the back
saw
on
that.
his laptop there.
Yeah, we got
Why is there a
Krog
naked
over
person
here.
outside your window there, dude? What's going on outside your window?
He's-
something's going on outside my
Just-
window.
Right there. I made him look at least.
What?
It's Dave Ellefson.
It was like, it's my window. I see it right there. You totally had me, bro.
Sorry.
That's all right. Anyway, hey, so thank you everyone for listening. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, go to thrashreport.com. You can get archives of all of our episodes with show notes and all of our socials. Make sure you check out the playlist for this episode. We'll have a bunch of Krog stuff up there. And you can always reach us at thethrashreport@gmail.com. See you next time on the Thrash Report.
Thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate
We'll
it.
listen to Krog.
Guys, super fun, man.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
I'll hope to see you. I'll hope to see you at the Robbinsdale show.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, come on down. Have some pizza. The pizza's gonna be better than the show, I guarantee it. It's been my favorite fucking pizza since I was like fucking 10 years old. I grew up in North Minneapolis and then moved to Robbinsdale. So my whole youth was North Minneapolis and Robbinsdale, which was fucking that Broadway pizza, dude. It was like special night was Fridays nights, dude. I was like, my dad's going over to the pizza. I'm like, yeah, Broadway. Dude, love the pizza.
Rob's done a heck of a job singing karaoke at that place.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, I got video.
I got videos of you too, and we'll start posting them to help promote that show.
You guys gonna be?
Podcast is over, Brian. You can stop.
All right. This is me anyway.
I know that's the worst part.
So you guys gonna be hanging out before the show, having pizza and shit?
Oh fuck
We'll be
yeah!
there. Yeah.
I probably would pass out in the corner of food coma by the time fucking tacos on after fucking. It's gonna be dumb.
Yeah, I that's practically my backyard. It's only about a mile away from my house. So
Yeah.
For me, I'm really excited. This is going to be the easiest load in and load out that I have. It used to be Club Underground, and because that's only about a 10-minute drive from my house, even
Yeah.
with the lights. This is going to be even easier than that. I could walk it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just gonna walk to your house probably. That
Oh,
night.
that's great.
Yep.
You can sleep in the gazebo.
You never even invited me to your house. You ever know that? We know each other like 8 years. I never been invited to your house.
You want to come over?
Yeah.
Why the fuck? I don't have a cool guitar room. I don't have anything cool there. I got a crabby wife. I got 2 kids that aren't there ever, and my dogs are homicidal. They want
Sounds
to kill
exactly
everybody.
like my fucking house. Why wouldn't I want to be there?
All right, you guys. Can we
All right,
start this? No, can we start this over? But can you guys do Irish accents the whole time?
I'm not going to do an Irish accent. I could do a New York accent.
You never invite me to your fucking house.
But
There you go. You got it. You are Irish.
see,
aren't
you could do that.
A little
There
bit.
you go.
yeah.
You look Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
There you
fine.
go. You can get up on the stage with us if we're playing outside it. And
I do have a
Slam
good story
Dakota.
about that.
The
I was
tomatoes
at
and frogs.
I was at a bar in Morris, Minnesota with my brother-in-law,
Sure.
and I was convincing everybody that I was a leprechaun. I was dancing around doing an Irish accent and all this shit, and they thought I was way too messed up to be there. So they cut me off, but they told me I couldn't leave because I was entertaining everybody.
nice.
So you couldn't drink, but you
Did you
couldn't
get
leave.
compensation?
No, Well, maybe. I
Oh.
don't know. There was a bunch of shit stuffed in my pockets, maybe.
Oh,
All right, guys. It's a fun night. We'll see you next
Yeah.
time.
See you
sounds
later.
good. See you on
Thanks,
the
guys.
10th.
See you guys.